Ooh, what's up, nerds and geeks? My name is OMGWTF, LOLFTWBRB. Welcome back to more Total Extreme Wrestling 2013 Mod Spotlight. We're playing as WCW in the year 2000. Yeah, don't really got much else to say about that, shall we? We're still going to be booking into our feuds, of course, as normal. But last week I set up for a tag team match, so the main event tonight will be Booker T and Sting versus Brett and Jeff Jarrett. So I thought what we could do is we'd start off the night with Bret Hart coming out and ranting about Sting. Just a simple rant. Sting doesn't show up, nothing. Bret just comes out, rants about Sting, and then we'll go to the ring announcers. I believe Bret likes being scripted or unscripted. Yep. And then we'll go to the commentators for a match announcement where they announce later tonight it will be Bret the Hitman Hart, the WCW World Heavyweight Champion Bret Hart, and the WCW United States Champion Jeff Jarrett teaming up to take on their challengers Sting and Booker T. Later on tonight in the main event. And then I think what we could do is have a ringside scouting, and it'll be Vampiro scouting Jushin Liger. I haven't used Liger that much at all, so I gotta start building him up. So it'll be Jushin Liger, and he'll take on, what is Jushin? He's an opener? Well, we gotta get him at least a lower mid-card. Who can you take on? Well, not Steven Regal. All these guys got some good momentum, believe it or not. It's not bad. Part of me wants to do Kurt Hennig. Let's do Kurt Hennig. Even though I bet he'll be mad about getting mad. No, that's pretty good. I don't think he would, actually. Let's see. I mean, he probably would still like to be kept strong or something. We'll have this be 8 minutes. Not pre-show. And Jushin will get the victory. And then open, work the crowd bout. Will Kurt... No, he doesn't get mad at me. Wow. I thought at least he'd like to, be kept strong or something, But whatever. That's fine. Part of me kind of wants to do like a post-match attack where Black Rain and Vampiro attack him from behind, but I'm not sure if I'm going to go with that yet. What I think I'm going to go with is... I guess we can do an alliance formed, but mainly what this is going to be is just Sting and Booker T, like, kind of planning tonight. So Sting and Booker plan for tonight's main event. I'll give you, I guess, 5 minutes. And then we could lead to trying to think what I could follow up with. I guess what we'll do is we'll show I don't know what we'll do. Alright, we'll do workers walking, and it'll be Ken Shamrock. So Shamrock's walking to the ring. He'll have a match coming back from commercial break. It'll be Ken Shamrock, which is an upper mid-carder. We'll have him, of course, take on a heel. Let's look at upper mid-card heels. I'd like it to be a member of the NWO 2000. Sid Vicious, Scott Steiner. Might do Scott Steiner. I'm not sure just yet, though. Scott Steiner, would that be good? What is Shamrock's momentum at? He's got a 72B. Ken Shamrock versus possibly Regal, actually. Just a random person. Yeah, I'm thinking Steven Regal would be fun. Shamrock versus Regal. And you guys can have a 10-minute bout where Shamrock gets the victory. So it'll be Shamrock, open but decisive. And then we'll have him rant about Steiner and Hall. So we'll just take this guy out, put this one in, overness, and not on screen. Gibberish, which I guess is just going to be an A. Oops, no, I meant one. How much he hates 2 and 3. Test. 1 has an interview in which they go off on a rant about how much they save. And it'll just be Ken Shamrock going off on Nash and Scott Hall. Shamrock warns Nash and Hall. Good 5 minutes should do. And then I'd like to have a taunting a loser? No. The threat is laughed off, and we'll do just Nash. So it'll be Nash laughing off the threat of Shamrock after that. It needs to be at least 4 minutes. Might as well make it 5. Give me 1 second, Nerds and Geeks. I'm probably not going to cut this out, but I'll probably still play. My apologies for the brief silence there, Nerds and Geeks. My madre called me, and she was asking me a question about a Guitar Hero guitar that my little brother wanted to buy, so I was answering that. So what we're doing here is we're doing a oh, excuse me. Doing a tag match with Filthy Animals and the new Four Horsemen. And it's going to end with Dean Malenko getting distracted by Lance Storm. And I think I want to have Lance... Nah. I thought about having Lance Storm, but... Nah. You know what? Let's put the titles on the line. Why the hell not? WCW World Tag Team titles on the line. And we'll have ringside scouting. It'll be Lance Storm. And he'll be scouting Dean Malenko. And then after this, champions are going to be celebrating. And then we're going to have the post-match attack, which will be Rey Mysterio and Conan being attacked from behind by Dr. Death and the Great Muta. And this could be, I guess 3 minutes would be fine. Alright, look at the analysis here. We have quite a few people who we aren't using, actually. I need to think of something to do with Benoit and DDP, because I have been neglecting that feud and really just been kind of stringing it along. And I want to think of something to push it a little bit further. So where should we go next? As I look at the picture of the guitar my mom sent me to determine whether it's wireless or not. I don't want to download it. Whatever. I'm not going to do this while I'm recording. I'll do it later. We've done DDP and Shane Douglas, I believe. But we will do that match later tonight. So let's have an interview where Shane Douglas rants about Diamond Dallas Page. And then we'll have about 6 minutes. 5 minutes. Should be enough time. Fine, Shane Douglas, you don't need to be scripted. And then we'll have the match announcement announcing that, I guess, coming up next, because we don't have that much time left. Diamond Dallas Page is hyped. We didn't do anything with Bigelow and Black Rain, which I guess is fine for now. Didn't do nothing with the Daddies, which I guess is fine. So the only... Actually, I would like Hogan to do something. So before the match, we're going to do an interview where I guess Hogan is ranting on about... not hype by manager. Where's rant? There it is. He'll be ranting on about the Big Buff Daddies. Subject. I'm trying to think. Do I want to do this, or would I rather have like a thing with him and Billy Kidman? I think I want to do something with him and Kidman, actually, so... Nah, I guess what we'll have to do is the rant, but I don't want Kidman to talk, but I guess we'll have him be there, so we'll do a hype, actually. And it'll just be Hulk Hogan, Billy Kidman, hyping up their upcoming, well, not upcoming, but their match against the Buff Daddies. It'll be 6 minutes. Gonna have to have Kidman go without a script, even though that's gonna bring it down. And then we'll lead into, I guess, Diamond Dallas Page walk into the ring. And it'll be oh, I can't do it that way. Diamond Dallas Page. We'll have the two have their match. It'll be Diamond Dallas Page versus Shane Douglas. And you guys will... what is Shane Douglas? He's a mid-card talent? I thought at least he'd be an upper mid-card. Well, that's okay then, because you guys can get... What is a main event match? 15 minutes? Let's give him 13 minutes. And we'll have Shane Douglas get the victory this time. It's going to be an open bout. And it will end with distraction from Chris Benoit, which lets DDP get the victory. He's going to complain. Okay, we'll keep Diamond Dallas Page strong. Really? DDP, come on. Don't be that guy. He had to be that guy. And then I guess we'll do just a ringside scouting where Chris Benoit is scouting Diamond Dallas Page. And then we'll do a psych up. Nah, let's not do a psych up. We'll just have the match, and then I'll probably add something in between. So it'll be Sting and Booker T versus Bret Hart and Jeff Jarrett. This will go on for the full 15 minutes with the Hitman getting the victory. Or should I have Sting get the victory? Let me look at the story real quick and see where it's gone. Hitman, so nothing really. But Bret Hart's been the one that's been poor, so we'll let Bret get the victory tonight. So it'll be Bret Hart getting the victory over Booker T in an open, all-out bout. Real quick, did I have you guys work the crowd? Yes. I do have 2 minutes left, so I guess what we can do with those 2 minutes would be I guess what I would like to do actually, even though these two aren't that great on the mic, it just makes sense storyline wise. We'll have Dean Malenko swear vengeance on Lance Storm after costing him and his partner the title match. We'll actually have it happen probably shouldn't. We'll do Hogan and Kidman, and then we'll do, where's Malenko? Douglas ranting on, and then Malenko just adds on afterwards that he's going to get vengeance on Storm. So let's look at the analysis real quick just to get an idea of who I'd like to be in the pre-show. Probably even going to put the Buff Daddies in the pre-show. And probably Bam Bam Bigelow. So let's do that now. So the main event will be the Buff Daddies versus a team. So it'll be the Big Buff Daddies, not the Big Buff Daddies. Well, no, they're the Big Buff. Yeah, they are the Big Buff Daddies. What was I thinking? I know I've done Los Guerreros many, many times, so I don't want to do that. Let's do... I don't really have anybody from the face. So I guess it'll be Eddie and Chavo. Even though, how many times have you guys fought? Only once. Okay, that's not too bad. And you guys will get the 10 minutes. Actually, you know what? For the pre-show, I'm going to let you guys get 15 minutes because I'll give you guys like an extra push. Actually, Chavo's an opener, so let's just bring it back down to 10 minutes. Or 13. Yeah, let's do 10. And we'll let Buff Bagwell get the victory over Chavo. And then open, all-out, decisive win. Alright, and the other pre-show bout was going to be a one-on-one match. And it'll be Bam Bam Bigelow fighting... Rick Steiner. Unless I had you two fight in the past. I have. But it was all the way in January, so I'm not going to be worried about it. Bam Bam, you are a mid-card, and so is Steiner. So you also will get 10 minutes. Bam Bam Bigelow. Decisive win. Okay. Oops. I didn't make that a pre-show. Pre-show bout. Save. Alright, so the only storylines we didn't really cover, we didn't cover the Bam Bam Black Rain storyline going on in this, but we did get Liger in action. I think we've covered just about every storyline in some sort of way. Other than that, welcome to the Nerds and Geeks who decided to click the annotation to skip ahead and just see what the results of the show were. I think it's actually a pretty good show, but we'll have to just wait and see for ourselves, so let's do that. On the pre-show, we have Bam Bam taking on Rick Steiner, and about that had solid in-ring action, but not much weighing heat. Got a 57. I think this is actually lower than their previous match, but I'm not too worried about it. Just a way to get Bam Bam some more momentum. And then in a 70C plus match that had some good action, but not much weighing heat, the Buff Daddies defeating Los Guerreros when Bagwell defeated Chavo Guerrero with the Yellow Jacket suplex. Chavo's improving in Rumble, so that's good. Moving on to the actual show, we start off the night with Bret Hart in the middle of the ring, ranting on about Sting, talking about how Sting has done nothing to earn a world championship match, and he thinks it's ridiculous how WCW is just handing him a title match without him having to go through the hoops that previous contenders have. And he said it's just based off of favoritism and the fact that WCW does not want Bret to be their champion and always wants Sting to be the champion. Bret did struggle when going off the script, which kind of irritates me because he was so adamant about being off script that he had to, pull out the, oh, I have creative control over my character. But whatever, we got a 74 B- to start the show. And then the announcers put over the fact that later on tonight it'll be the NWO 2000, Bret Hart and Jeff Jarrett taking on Sting and Booker T in our main event. Then we start off the night, oh wait, no, this is not a match, my apologies. Liger's in the ring about to compete, but before he's about to compete, the music of Black Rain / Vampiro hits, and here comes the WCW Cruiserweight Champion, of course, with Black Rain at his side, because I believe he's his manager, just scouting him, and Liger, of course, seems a little bit distracted by that. And then we move on to our match, which gets a 60C. I'm happy with that. Match had some good action, not much weighing heat. Liger defeating Curt Hennig by pinfall, despite, Vampiro being ringside, getting a huge victory, to be completely honest. Curt Hennig's no slouch in the ring. 60C, very happy with that. Glad to see Liger's doing something, but then again, he's considered a showstopper, so. And then we see Booker T and Sting backstage, despite the fact that it says that they're forming an alliance. This is basically just them planning for tonight, kind of getting a strategy for tonight's main event. Got a 73 B- there, not too bad. And then Shamrock is walking to the ring, got a 75 B-. Go Shamrock. He's definitely getting over, which I'm happy about. And then Shamrock has a match against Steven Regal that had some good action and average heat. Glad to see there was some heat in there, where Shamrock defeats Regal with the ankle lock. And then we have him rant on about Scott Hall and Kevin Nash. Got a 71 B-. Very satisfied with that. Watch Nash bringing this grade down. Oh, wow. Good job, Kevin Nash. Thank you. It's the same grade, but it didn't bring it down, which makes me happy. And then directly afterwards, we see Nash backstage, and, one of the, interviewers, even if we don't have any, approach him saying, what do you think about the threats that Ken Shamrock's been issuing? And he just basically laughs it off like, I'm not worried about it. Simple as that. We move on to Dean Malenko in the ring, about to compete. Him and his tag team partner, Perry Saturn, better known as The Revolution, or the New Four Horsemen, as they're better known as, getting ready for a tag team title match. When the music of Lance Storm hits, he's the #1 contender for the TV title, and he seems to be getting a scouting report here on Dean Malenko. And then, oh my lord, a 71 B-. Great match. Match had some good action, average heat. The Filthy Animals, Conan and Rey Mysterio, defeating the New Four Horsemen when Rey Mysterio Jr. defeated Perry Saturn using the 619. Excuse me, I have hiccups all of a sudden. Ugh, I hate those. Because Rey Mysterio doesn't do underhand tactics. I didn't put it in there. I could have swore I had Lance Storm distracting Dean Malenko, but I guess I didn't put it in there. Maybe that's why the underhand tactics was there. Either way, the way I was imagining the match, this was their 4th defense of their titles, by the way. The Filthy Animals and New Four Horsemen obviously had a great match for one, and not only that, but Dean Malenko gets distracted by Lance Storm, which allows Rey Mysterio to get the pin over Perry Saturn. So just basically, you know, announcers having good chemistry together. I'm very satisfied that got a 71 B-. Not very satisfied that a 50 D+ follows it. And then the Filthy Animals are celebrating when out comes Dr. Death. Out comes the Great Muta, where they beat him to the match and pose with the titles, you know, signaling we're going to beat you guys for the titles at Spring Stampede, which is not this Sunday, but it's next Sunday. It was actually originally supposed to be this Sunday, but I changed it myself because I wasn't ready for the pay-per-view. Then we have an interview where Hogan and Kidman are hyping their upcoming match against the Buff Daddies. Hogan was superb without the script, but Billy Kidman was absolutely awful. No shit. He doesn't know how to do it. Torrie Wilson did help him, though. Hogan came out looking good, or excellent, I should say, and Billy Kidman underperformed. 61C, not too bad for Kidman fucking up too much, but then again, there was Hogan as well. And then Shane Douglas going off on a rant about how much he hates Diamond Dallas Page. He even struggled when going off script. Gosh darn it, Shane Douglas. And then Dean Malenko just swearing that he's going to get vengeance on Lance Storm. He's not that great on the mic. And then they announced to put over the fact that coming up next, we're going to see Shane Douglas take on Diamond Dallas Page. And then we see DDP walking to the ring. All he has to do is walk to the ring to get a B- for us. And then the two have a 58 C- match, and a match that had some good action and average heat. Shane Douglas defeating Diamond Dallas Page by pinfall with a franchiser after Benoit distracted Diamond Dallas Page. Simple as that. And then, oops. Well, I switched these around, but I guess it doesn't matter too much because this is going to be the grade for that. This was supposed to be before the match, and it was DDP's in the ring about to compete, but Benoit is scouting him. I'm not too worried about that, to be honest. Just misplaced. And then we have a bout that featured great action and a good crowd. Bret Hart and Jeff Jarrett defeating Sting and Booker T when Hart defeated Booker T by pinfall with just a victory roll. And Jarrett's also improving in technical, and that got a 75 B-. Satisfied with all the Bs. I'm almost positive we've raised our popularity. Only one regions we lost popularity in. I mean, we increased in 18, but one region was like, I didn't like that show. Wasn't good enough for me. That one region can go screw itself. Either way, that was a really good show, I feel. I think it was a good show. I'm a little surprised with how well that show went over. I think next week we might do a pick your poison thing or something. I'm not sure. Apparently, Billy Kidman is hot property. Some industry veterans are reporting very high on Billy Kidman. While hardly a household name at the moment, some of the biggest and most respected names in the industry, Hulk Hogan, have said that he's one of their picks to be a breakout star for the next few years. The only reason I said Hulk Hogan was because, well, him and Kidman have been teaming. So I know we didn't beat Raw because they got fantastic reviews. They got an 84 B+, and we got a 72 B-. So we're not completely too far off, but we're not winning either. Oh, look. Lex Luger's back. Not for long. How much longer is your contract? 2 years! Why do you have a contract for so long? I don't know what to do with him. So let's just give him another vacation, shall we? Yes. Bye, Lex Luger. I don't know what to do with Lex Luger, man. I have no idea what to do with him. Daphne is a little irritated, mainly because she hasn't been used because we haven't been using David Flair. We'll have to try to use David next time. And you're just angry because of a firing I made. Same thing with you. No, you're annoyed at a lot of things. Luckily, you'll probably be going. I don't want to fire or get rid of Shane Douglas, but he hates Ric Flair. And come 7 months' time, we're not going to have him anymore. He's not going to re-sign with me. Luger returned to the company, but he quickly went back on vacation. And TNT's still mad. This was down? That was a better show, I thought. Whatever. Other than that, Nerds and Geeks, hope you guys have enjoyed. If you have, do me a favor, leave me a comment, like, subscribe if you have not already. Especially comment below if you have any ideas for any future episodes, any certain superstars you want me to bring in or short list, any rivalries you want me to do, anything, go ahead and comment below. As always, my name's been OMG WTF LOL FTW BRB, and I'll see you nerds and geeks next time. So until then,